Good morning, everyone. This is a little louder, so I'd make that same announcement. Lunch is now open. Lunch is now open. It's down the hallway right over there. Bring your lunch tickets along with you. Thank you.
What happened to Ian?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Plasman Athletic Center here at Turnstone in Fort Wayne, Indiana for Power Soccer Shop. I'm Tony Jackson, and joining me for this Founders Conference match, member of Team USA and the Minnesota Shockwave, Pete Winslow. Pete, good day.
Tony, good to be here. Excited to see these two teams match up. I've heard a lot of great things about these two teams, and there's a lot of talent.
There's certainly a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, and we will tell you who they are right now. For the San Jose Rockets, in goal, number 23, Max Brown. On the far side of the floor, number 30, Lola Moorhead. In the middle, number 7, Bart Stowicki. Here on the near side, number 12, Tommy Tran. Tran now with the ball, taking on Cornejo for the Central Valley Ghost Riders. Daniel Cornejo driving along. Cornejo's on the wrong side of the ball, not going to be able to shoot from there, but McFeeters, number 20 for the Ghost Riders with the ball. The pass over to Cornejo, the shot to the far post is just wide. Also on the floor for the Ghost Riders, number 27, Victor Huera. And in goal, looks like number 50, Buddy Elias. Get that number for you and make sure we're right in a few moments, however. Moorhead taking on Cornejo. Tran with the ball, sends it down the floor. And that ball is just going to sail wide of the post and go out. MK Battery goal kick coming up right now. And Pete, these two teams, I mean, they play each other a lot because they're both based in California. The Ghost Riders based out of Fresno, and the San Jose Rockets from San Jose. So they're very familiar with each other, and I had a chance to talk to Tim McFeeters before their match, and they said that they've done pretty well against them, but they play fairly evenly, so we should see a good match here.
Yeah, it's always tough when you've played a team so many times. You kind of know their tendencies and their strategy, and then you get to nationals and all bets are off, really. It could go either way, 50-50, and as I said, it's going to be a great match.
So correction on the goalkeeper for the Central Valley Ghost Riders. It's number 12, Robert Voss, in goal. My apologies to the Voss family. So McFeeters will take this kick over to Cornejo. Cornejo now driving in towards the Rockets' goal. Tran trying to clear it out. Cornejo has to loop out of the way and rotate out, but that is a 2-on-1 violation. Tim McFeeters coming down a little close at the top of the goal area, caused a little congestion right there. 2-on-1 violation. MK Battery, free kick for the San Jose Rockets. Stowicki tries to get it past Cornejo. Nice job by Stowicki to stop Cornejo, but Cornejo, nicely done. That's close to a 2-on-1 between Tran and Stowicki, but Tran now pushing through Cornejo, trying to drag him down the floor. Nice turn by Cornejo. Good battle between these two. Now that's a foul on Tran. Heavy, heavy contact. Tran pushing up against that back wheel, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, the rule is nothing ever should go through the middle wheel there, and then you can see the ball kind of compress as Tran tried to push through. So that's probably going to get called every time.
Now the ruling from the referees is that it has to be guard to guard. So anything behind that front caster wheel on the chair is considered the actual chair itself. So if you push anywhere from the front caster back, then that will be called a foul typically. Nice move there by Moorhead to take that ball away, but she was a little heavy on the touch. But the Central Valley Ghost Riders in a bit of a deep position here. Now, if you're San Jose, you want to really try to pin them deep here.
Yeah, I was going to say that's, even though, she couldn't get around the ball there, it was a good move to lock them in their own corner. I mean, I think this is a really tough spot for any team to try to get out of their own end.
Oh, and a bad kick there by McFeeters. Moorhead trying to strip the ball away, but Cornejo does well. Trying to move up the floor, but Tran trying to turn him around. Good battle. Nice leverage by Cornejo to maintain control. Great job. Daniel Cornejo moving the ball down the floor. Now Stawicki is back. Cornejo slams and rips that ball away. And although they don't agree with the call, I think that was the right call there.
Yeah, I mean, not all loud fouls are actually fouls, but that one looked like he got a lot of the side of the chair there. And referee Mayer made the right call.
Cornejo right into Tran, and that's going to be another foul. Daniel Cornejo is very aggressive when he's in close quarters, and while on one end that's a good thing, sometimes you need to temper it a little bit to avoid getting called for a foul.
Well, it only takes a couple fouls, too, for referee Tracy Mayer to see how aggressive Cornejo is. And, that's something referees see and they, keep tabs on throughout the whole game.
2-on-1 violation against the San Jose Rockets. For those of you that are just joining us and are brand new to Power Soccer, two players from the same team cannot be within 3 meters or about 10 feet of the ball if a player from another team is also engaged on the ball. So that is what the foul is called there. Stawicki now trying to take the ball out of the area. Moorhead still with the ball. Now Victor Huerta for the Ghost Riders. Lots of contact going on down here. Stawicki taking the ball, trying to turn Huerta up the floor. Now he does have Tran, who's right there to take that kick out. Moorhead racing down the floor. That ball bounces around. Now Moorhead looking for an opening. Lola Moorhead looking to kick it back out now, and she does. Tran going across. Stawicki cut off by Cornejo. Nice pass by McFeeters all the way to Huerta, who misses that ball, but it goes off of Moorhead. But it looked like Huerta was the last one to touch it.
Yeah, that was good triangle passing by San Jose. If Tran had just gotten a little more in that swing, I think it would have found its mark down to Stawicki down there on the far side. But that's, it's a sign of good things to come as far as that passing for San Jose.
McFeeters, let's see if he tries to go all the way over. No, he's going right into Tran, actually. Cornejo with the ball. It ricochets around. Stawicki's there close to a 2-on-1, and it's going to be called now. It could have been called on either team, but San Jose committed the foul first. So an MK battery, indirect free kick for the Central Valley Ghost Riders.
Well, you'll notice San Jose likes to pack the middle there with the defenders outside of the box, and you obviously can't have 3 in a box, but that is very susceptible to a 2-on-1.
Huerta with the ball going against Tran, who's very strong one-on-one. He likes to gain leverage on you and then try to drag you where he wants you to go. Cornejo, however, has been very effective at dealing with that. Oh, Tran couldn't quite hold on to it. Good effort, though. And so it looks like Cornejo is going to take the kick for the Ghost Riders right into Tran. Cornejo with another shot down the floor, but that's going to roll out for a goal kick. 8th minute of the match. We're scoreless at the moment. Once again, I'm Tony Jackson for Power Soccer Shop, joined by Pete Winslow from the Minnesota Shockwave. And Pete, your first game coming up at 2:30 this afternoon. You are playing
Turnstone, the home team.
The Turnstone Flyers. Stawicki, little give and go between him and Tran. Cornejo, however, cuts that off.
See, for me, this is the matchup to watch all game, I think. Cornejo and Tran, two big dogs fighting it out.
And the two very different styles, too. Cornejo really likes to be rough and tumble and just kind of work against you. That's a foul on McFeeters, slamming into Stawicki, where so Cornejo likes to move the ball around and try to get around you, whereas Tran will just hook and try to drive you and use his leverage. It's very interesting as they battle it out, and I agree with you. This is going to be the matchup throughout this contest. Stawicki looking for options, but he doesn't really have anything at the moment. That ball goes right into McFeeters. He didn't really have any options on that kick. Tran was really far down there by the attacking goal area.
Yeah, I mean, I think San Jose would have wanted to utilize a little more of the space. I mean, that whole top side of the court was completely open. So maybe they could spread out a little bit more to see if some of those passes could get through. Right idea, though.
Nice pass from Cornejo to McFeeters. 1-2 passing. Nice execution there. Unfortunately, Huerta just a little bit too deep to collect that one. Good passing, though.
Yeah, that was good by McFeeters to see that give and go right away because it got the San Jose defender to move. And he saw that, and that was a great shot there by Cornejo.
So now a kick in for the Rockets. More and more athletes are coming into the building now. Premier Conference matches starting at 1:15. We'll be bringing you that action throughout today and the rest of the weekend. Champions Conference also starting at that time. Cornejo stripped by Stawicki. McFeeters comes in, but Stawicki, nice move, heads down the floor. McFeeters trying to cut him off, and he does. Nicely done by Tim McFeeters, but Stawicki still has the ball. Now McFeeters is going to grab this one and try to go behind Stawicki. No, he just lets it roll out. It looked like he was going to go behind him for a minute, but I think he got caught with two different ideas in his head there, Pete.
I think that was good, too, by Stawicki to not, go right to him and bite on the move that McFeeters wanted him to, and it just rolled out. It's a good kick in, good position for them.
Cornejo over to McFeeters. McFeeters down to Huerta, but it's cut off by Stawicki. Well read. Close to a 2-on-1 violation on the Rockets. Now Stawicki, Cornejo. That's the game that Cornejo likes to play. Very physical. Cornejo looking to get around the defense. Kicks back out. And it looks like that was a foul.
Yeah, obviously Cornejo not happy about that one, but I think Tracy Mayer saw the whole swinging action. And although it was guard to guard, I mean,
dangerous play down there.
Yeah, usually the player swinging is going to get the foul.
So again, Cornejo very aggressive, and on one end it's good. On the other end, however, you have to be careful not to get called for the fouls and put your team in bad positions. Nice move by Tran to rip that ball away from Cornejo. Now that ball comes across. Stawicki comes in. McFeeters turning Stawicki. Now right here, this is where when you get dragged and turned, and it sounds counterintuitive, but this is when you have to let go of the ball and try to chip the ball away from the attacking player who's dragging you. Because, as you know, Pete, if someone's got leverage on you and they're dragging you around, you're not going to be able to turn them back around.
No, at that point, you're just helping them guide the ball where they want to go. And as soon as you let off, the pressure on the ball lets off, and the player has to slow down to keep the ball rolling. So, yeah, you just got to get on, get off, get on, get off. That's what I like to say.
Again, it sounds counterintuitive, but letting go of the ball will actually help you defensively, because then, like you said, the attacker has to stop because the ball stops moving, and then you can readjust and start defending again. But it's hard. It's hard, especially when you're in the middle of a game. Sometimes you're not thinking about that. You're just trying to pull that ball away from them. But both teams doing very well moving the ball up the floor right now.
It's like we had a substitution for San Jose. Number 30 Moorhead going out. Coming in number 5, Max Zanona.
So Stawicki taking on McFeeters. Ball still in play. McFeeters keeps it in. Nicely done. But Stawicki's going to grab that ball and head up the floor. Tran. Cornejo. Nicely done. Tran. He didn't really have any passing options, so he held on. Cornejo, nice job to take that ball away. Cornejo looking to drag Stawicki down towards the post. Cornejo, that ball kicked back out. Who'd that go off of last? It went off of Stawicki. So a kick in for the Central Valley Ghost Riders. It's a pretty good spot. Now Huerta at the far post, McFeeters at the near post, and Cornejo goes directly into the defense. Stowicki tried to keep that ball from going out, but he couldn't get there in time. Now, if you're Weta, you would want him probably to come up a little bit away from the post in case that ball hits that gap, just like that. Nice move, Weta. Good job now, counterattack for the Rockets, but Cornejo, very well done to turn that ball back around. Cornejo dragging Stowicki in. Now Cornejo with the pass across Weta, and there's a foul. It looked like on Cornejo for backing into Stowicki. Is that correct?
I think it was either that or when he did the flip, he ended up getting Stowicki on the backspin.
Now the referee has given a lot of warnings. It's given a lot of warnings to Cornejo. You have to imagine that if he continues playing this way, there will probably be a yellow card issued at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, normally it only takes a couple warnings and then a big foul is all it takes. So we'll see what referee Tracy Mayer wants to do. I think he's done a good job of keeping control of this game so far.
Pass out, Cornejo looking for a big pass. McFeeters back to Cornejo. Cornejo with a shot off the back of his chair. Cornejo now a little impatient there and sent that one off of Tran, but good passing by the Ghost Riders on that play.
You got to tip your cap, too, to Tran for the defense, because he was all over the place, but he still ended up clearing it out and doing a great job.
And it takes a little bit of bravery when you see a spin kick coming at you at full speed to sit in there and handle that, because sometimes you don't know if that ball's going to come up and hit you. Cornejo, McFeeters now, Weta with a shot. Saved by Tran. Kick back out. Cornejo, McFeeters with a shot, and it bounces off of Tran in a Biogen corner kick coming up right now. And the Central Valley Ghost Riders, Pete, passing extremely well in the attacking area right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the triangle play you want. And even if they don't score, I mean, look, they've got a great opportunity right here to try to cash it in.
Cornejo winds up for the kick. And that one goes behind Tran. Weta, can he finish it? No, he can't. McFeeters for a 180 spin kick, and he misses a 2-on-1 violation. Cornejo completely faked out the defense. Weta was not ready for that.
Wow, I mean, what a great shot to thread the needle. And obviously, I mean, those are tough for the far wing because you don't know what's going to go through like that. But great shot there by Cornejo. And as I said, that's a tough one for the defense to try to defend.
Cornejo taking the kick again against the stacked Rockets defense. Cornejo going right into that wall. Now, you and I up here can see there's a little bit of a gap between the post and Tommy Tran's chair. Cornejo not looking there, though. He's going straight up. That one off the back of Weta. And so now Stowicki with the ball. Stowicki pushing. Weta going to take over that ball, but they're going the wrong way. And Cornejo, all he could do was hit that one out. And honestly, for the Rockets, it's probably a much-needed break defensively for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw that defensive setup with the goalie up. You could keep your third guy up on top of the box. And so there's not a whole lot of opportunity. So I think next time when faced with that, the Ghost Riders might want to just try to get a corner kick because that eliminates that defensive setup then.
That's certainly one way to beat that wall, is to bounce it off of the defenders and try to earn yourself a corner kick. Nineteenth minute of the first half. We're scoreless. Two very familiar foes in the San Jose Rockets and the Central Valley Ghost Riders. Stowicki trying to find his options for kicking. Off of Cornejo it goes, and he's just going to kick it from pretty much the same area again. And so, Pete, here, this is probably where you want to bring some of your players further back out to give yourself more passing options here. I mean, Tran is kind of parking himself a little bit deep. He's got Weta in front of him. That ball's never going to get to him. Probably needs to come a little bit more central, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I always tell far wings, you know, obviously Tran is really open if the ball did get over to him, and he'd have a great shot. But, I mean, the odds are, I mean, look how many chairs are between him and the ball. You know, at least four.
Oh, nice pass down the floor. Brown's going to have to come up and make a play on it. Oh, and Weta's right there, but he couldn't find the angle to get the deflection. Now Tran's going to try to send it the other way. McFeeters, Zonana with the ball. 2-on-1 violation.
Good recovery on that clear out by Brown because it came out and hit Guerra right away. But
McFeeters tries to go over to Huerta. Tran knocks it out of play. Tommy Tran has been playing very well in the goal area for the San Jose Rockets.
Yeah, I mean, as we've alluded to before, the Ghost Riders have great passing, but to counteract that, Tommy Tran has just been everywhere, stopping everything.
Tran, that ball tipping off his rear wheel. Cornejo takes it. Cornejo trying to drag Tran. Cornejo using that rip move to try to move Tran down the floor, and that ball goes out for a goal kick. This goal kick presented to you by MK Battery. We're in added time here in the first half. Neither team has been able to score, but they haven't been without their chances. Both teams have had an opportunity or two to score. Huerta with the ball. Huerta now driving down close to a 2-on-1 violation. Tran's there. Huerta tries to swing it back out. And there's going to be a foul in the play. I think they're going to call the 2-on-1.
Yeah, I think that was on Tran and Stawicki down in the corner there.
So McFeeters with a great opportunity here. Let's see if they try to go all the way across to Huerta. McFeeters is just going to go straight into the defense. McFeeters is going to try to score himself.
Well, this might set up an even better situation.
McFeeters hits it right into Tran. McFeeters looking to... It doesn't really look like he's trying to pass the ball here. Looked like he was just trying to drive it down and score. But I think if he gets it into the right area, he could pass it back out to a teammate. But that ball is run away, so while we have a moment, just want to thank you all for watching the Power Soccer Shop live stream. We hope you're enjoying all of the action. We have more games coming up today. Cornejo all the way across. Huerta too deep.
Yeah, see, that's the problem, I think, with having the far wing so deep is that that pass has to come real low, and that's really tough, I think, for the kicker to thread the needle all the time, going backside or trying to get a low shot, because defenders are so good these days.
They
as
are
we've seen in Tran. So maybe that next adjustment for the Ghost Riders might be bringing Huerta up just a little bit, and I think with the power that Cornejo can generate, it might come to a scoring opportunity.
You know, one thing too, one thing that Coach Mike Hayes of the Circle City Rollers and Team USA used to say was you want to make a seesaw almost with wherever the ball is, the far wing should be kind of opposite. So if the ball's kind of down low, you want the far wing further up high, so that way they can collect those balls. Or if the ball is up high, you want the wing a little bit down lower sometimes. They'll figure this out. I mean, they're a young team. They have a lot of new players. They'll figure this out.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've already seen improvements so far in the tournament, so
it's been great. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the second half, you are watching the Founders Conference, San Jose Rockets, Central Valley Ghost Riders. It's the 2018 USPSA MK Battery Conference Cup Series. The second half is about to begin against the San Jose Rockets and Central Valley Ghost Riders. You are watching the Power Soccer Shop live stream. I am Tony Jackson, and joining me once again for the second half from the Minnesota Shockwave and Team USA, Pete Winslow. And Pete, this was a pretty impressive back and forth first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for San Jose to succeed, I think they need to spread out a little more. Tran's been absolutely fantastic in the box on defense. And then for the Ghost Riders, I think they just need to look and pass a little more. I mean, you've seen what can happen when they get to pass that pass around the triangle when they're in the box, and just have missed just a little, just here and there. So we'll see those adjustments hopefully and get some goals on the board.
Stowicki holding off McFeeters. McFeeters needs to get that ball before it goes out. Stowicki with a pass, no one there to collect it. Huerta now trying to get it past Tran, who you and I were talking during halftime. Tommy Tran has been all over the place during this match.
Yeah, I mean, you think he might not get to something, and then all of a sudden he's there and cool, calm, and collected, just like this. He's going down the court.
That ball last rolling off of Tommy Tran, even though it looked like Cornejo, and now the referee reversed the decision, and I think that was the correct one. That one was ripped out of play by Cornejo. So the Rockets will go ahead and take a kick. Just want to take a quick moment and say hello to the Central Valley Ghost Rider fans that are sitting down right below us watching the Power Soccer Shop live stream. Nice pass from Moorhead. Tran couldn't get there. He was a little too narrow to collect that ball and redirect it in the direction he wanted to.
But as I said earlier, that's not a bad play to keep them down here in this zone. They certainly can't score from this end of the court. And Stowicki looking to shoot, but Cornejo right there. Cornejo now driving the ball down the floor, looking to go behind Stowicki, but Stowicki takes it away. Did Cornejo touch that before it goes out? No, he didn't. So a goal kick for the Ghost Riders. And Pete, I've said this repeatedly over the last day and a half so far, but I'm going to say it again because it bears repeating. The skill level of these Founders and Presidents teams, which are the lowest level of U.S. Power Soccer, has been extremely impressive. I mean, in years past, we've seen Founders Conference teams, and they have not been this good. No, and I think, truly that's like the objective. Oh, here comes a good shot.
Stowicki, he stopped a little too soon.
As I was saying, yeah, I that's kind of the objective of the USPSA and Power Soccer is to make all four cups, top to bottom, great competition. And we've seen that blossom, and it's been really fun.
Brown now under attack from the Central Valley Ghost Riders, but Stowicki trying to pull away. Cornejo gets the ball ripped away by Stowicki. Now Tran has to back out to avoid the 2-on-1 violation. Stowicki trying to turn McFeeters. Stowicki waits, gets the ball. McFeeters, his chair turns off. His chair is off, so play stops for a moment. Now the referee does not have to stop play, but he did, and now his chair's back on. And sometimes it happens when you initiate or receive heavy contact, your chair sometimes will shut off.
Yeah, and as you said, it's up to the ref. Most people think that they have to stop the game, but if it's not, if there's no harm getting caused by the player stopping, if that doesn't put him in a dangerous position, the referee can let the game go on.
And some do, certainly. McFeeters looking to pass around Tran, but Tran so steady on defense. Tran takes that ball away and heads up the floor. Stowicki trying to rotate out. He has to actually move off the floor to get out of the way. McFeeters over to Cornejo. Nice steal by Stowicki. Bart Stowicki now driving down the floor. Voss has to come up to try to make a play on it. And there's a foul on Cornejo again. Pete, I'm waiting for that yellow card at this point.
I mean, if I go back and look at that one again, I think that was more 50-50. But based on, the short reputation Cornejo has made for himself so far, the ref, keeps tabs on that, like I said. And there, kind of hurts them as here's a really good opportunity for San Jose.
MK Battery, direct free kick coming up. Stowicki looking to go over to Moorhead. Can Lola Moorhead score a goal? Stowicki across. Moorhead misses. Perfect kick. But Moorhead did not back up enough to strike that ball, but that's exactly what you wanted right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great shot there by Stawicki, and good
nice
move there
move by Cornejo. Central Valley Ghost Riders with an opportunity here. They haven't had too many opportunities, so let's see what they do with it here. That ball bounces off of Brown, and so we are going to get a corner kick for the Central Valley Ghost Riders. This corner kick brought to you by Biogen. Daniel Cornejo taking the kick. McFeeters at the top of the area. McFeeters tries to slide that ball past Tran, but again, Tommy Tran solid in defense.
Well, and I think McFeeters could have probably started on top of the box a little more to give himself a little more room. No one was covering him, so he had plenty of room on top to operate, but...
Oh, McFeeters thought that touched Tran last, but he was the one that touched it. So it's going to be a goal kick for the San Jose Rockets, and just to kind of finish up your point, you're right, Pete. McFeeters was almost at the penalty mark when he set up for that ball. He could have set up outside the goal area and given himself plenty of room to get that ball across.
Well, when you set yourself so close to the defense, I mean, that really helps Tran, that he doesn't have to, that's 3 steps he doesn't have to take. He's already there to defend it.
Stawicki trying to get around Huerta. Stawicki, down the floor he goes. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he can. Just dancing right along that touchline. Slams it into Huerta and out for a kick-in. Nice move, Bart Stawicki.
Great finesse there by Stawicki to let it tap off his guard and then get into a good spot, and he ended up keeping it in. Great play all the way around to get it from one side to the other.
So the goalpost is come off of its spot, so the referees are going to set it back into place. Referee saying wait for the whistle. Stawicki now. Stawicki trying to find the perfect angle. Stawicki looks like he's going straight into the defense. Tran tried to hold it in, but now Huerta backing out as McFeeters collects that ball. Cornejo comes to the top of the goal area. Brown just sends it out, and another corner kick presented by Biogen.
Yeah, as I said earlier, I think that Tran and Moorhead were just a little too close. And so even if the pass had come up higher for Tran to make a move, I think it would have been 2-on-1.
And it looks like Cornejo lost the pin that holds the tip bar in place. There's a little metal pin that goes in that holds the tip wheels, the caster wheels in the back, in place, and it looks like that came out. It does come out sometimes when you're playing, especially when you play physical.
Strategic switch here as Guerra moved to the near guy.
Huerta with the screen, but Tran read that all the way, and now Moorhead all alone. Lola Moorhead breaking down the floor. Cornejo racing back, and Lola Moorhead doing very well to cut off Cornejo. Now Moorhead, can she collect that ball before it goes out? She can't. And I think Lola Moorhead did really well to try to hold off Cornejo because he was trying to come in and take that ball. Now, some people will argue that it could be interference, but I mean, if she's drifting across, she could cut back across the ball to bring it back the other way towards the middle of the goal area.
I was going to say, the big thing is she trying to play the ball? And she certainly was.
She certainly was. That ball is out for a corner kick. San Jose Rockets trying to get on the board, 29th minute. And it's still scoreless. Stawicki going to try to blast it across, and now you see they switch. Tran at the far post, Moorhead at the near post. Stawicki all the way across. Tran's got space, but he shoots it into McFeeters.
Good defense there by McFeeters, and I mean, Tran had a couple options, and I mean, sometimes you got to take the shot. That's a good shot, in my opinion.
Stawicki going straight in on the defense. Ball still in play. Oh, and that ball bounces out. Let's see what the referee says. Referee says it's going to be Central Valley ball. And this is a very deep kick in for Central Valley. Oh, a mistake by McFeeters. That ball is out of play. McFeeters rushed that kick and hit the back of Cornejo. Let's see if it's going to cost them. Stowicki winding up again for another kick. McFeeters looks like he's going to jump. Let's see if Stowicki tries to go behind him here. Stowicki, oh, he almost got it behind Voss.
Oh boy.
So Stowicki saw what we saw up here, but unfortunately for him, it didn't quite make it through. Stowicki tried to go into the defense again, but hit it outside the goalpost. McFeeters over to Huerta. Huerta sends it across. It's hit by Moorhead. Now Tran, the last to touch it, it's going to go out for a Central Valley kick-in.
And see, that was the right thing to do with a quick kick there by McFeeters. That got the defense, out of sorts, and now they're in a great position to try to put one in.
McFeeters going right into the defense. Tran is there once again. And so McFeeters will take another kick. Now Cornejo moves down towards the end line. Huerta at the far post, sitting up high. He's in a good position. McFeeters waiting for that ball to stop rolling. Oh, McFeeters over to Cornejo, but that's right to Moorhead. And that allows her to clear the area. Now McFeeters turning her back around, but he can't keep it in play. It's going to be a kick-in for the Rockets. Give and go between Tran and Stowicki. Cornejo is right there to break it up, but Stowicki takes the ball away and keeps pushing up the floor. Cornejo turning. Stowicki, good job. Still progressing. Stowicki, the kick out to Moorhead. Moorhead splits the defenders. Nice move, Cornejo. The pass across, no one there to collect it. It goes out. Kick in for the Ghost Riders.
What a great touch there by Moorhead to split the D. I mean, that's about as perfect as you can get, folks.
It really was. I mean, McFeeters was right there on her, and she slid it right by him. So we got a substitution now. Lola Moorhead coming out. Back into the match, number 5, Mac Sonana. McFeeters sends that ball. It's cut off by Stowicki, who splits the defenders. Voss has to come up and make a play. Stowicki going to try to get around Voss. Stowicki, can he get to the post? Cornejo's there. Voss rips it away. Sonata misses the ball. It goes out of play. It's going to be a Rockets kick-in, and Sonata raises his hand. I think his chair shut off. Let's see what's going on here. Moorhead may have to come back into the match, but let's see if they can get Zonana's chair working again.
Well, I was wondering if he knew whose ball it was and he just got out of the way, or if his chair stopped working. Luckily for both, it worked out.
So let's see. It looks like they're looking at his joystick.
Sometimes the cords to the joystick can get unplugged mid-game, and I mean, that certainly happened to me quite a bit. So
it's happened to all of us, Pete. I know for me, there's a cable inside the joystick that has come loose that requires the joystick to be taken off and opened up to plug that back in. So lots of things can go wrong, but now the Rockets with another free kick. Stowicki winds up right into McFeeters, and now McFeeters driving up the floor. Cornejo gets cut off, but McFeeters breaking down the floor. Brown has to come up. McFeeters, and oh, Huerta's there. That's a 2-on-1 violation, though. Huerta either needs to move out of the way, or McFeeters needs to stop at the top of the area.
Yeah, and that might have just been a lack of communication, not knowing if McFeeters was going to get off or not. Can't have plays like that, though, because it looks so promising.
Cornejo with the ball. Stowicki driving Cornejo. Oh, and there's more heavy contact on the part of Cornejo, but Stowicki holding strong. Nice move by Stowicki. Cornejo regains control, however. Stowicki, really strong one-on-one, but Cornejo wins this battle. Cornejo looking to pass to McFeeters. McFeeters now across the goal area. Cornejo driving down towards the end line. Ball out of play, and it is a corner kick for the Ghost Riders. 35th minute. We're still scoreless at this point, Pete. You got to think the first goal might win it. Tran almost hit it off of Cornejo, but they'll do it again.
I really think that they should try to go far and have Huerta come up a little bit, because I think Cañeros can get a good hard kick across, and I think that could seal it for him.
No support for Cornejo to pass it back up, so he's just got to take it himself. Cornejo trying to hold on to it. Oh, and he thought about spinning, but decided not to.
Good technique, though, and patience by Cornejo to drive backwards.
Very much so.
Very difficult for most players.
It is.
You got to think, Tony. I mean, a goal's just one hit away. It's there. I mean, we've seen glimpses of greatness here so far. It just needs that little extra adjustment on both sides to finally put one in.
Oh, poor kick by Stawicki there. Allows Cornejo to come in. Tran and Cornejo do battle again. These two have been going at it all game long, and we have a kick in for the Ghost Riders. We're approaching the 37th minute, and again, whoever scores the goal first could very well come away with 3 points here. Or, excuse me, we're in the knockout stages, so they could come away with a victory and move on.
Looks like we got some equipment adjustment here.
Stawicki getting himself strapped in and tightened down. So there will be a few moments certainly added to the end of this match. We'll see how much time is added. Now Cornejo with the ball. And Pete, you had mentioned earlier about Huerta sitting higher in the goal area. I think this is a place where you want to do that, because Tran is right there to cut the ball off. That ball right into Tran. See if Cornejo kicks across to Huerta. Huerta's got to come up a little bit more, because Tran's sitting right there ready to cut that ball off.
Yeah, and it's not a lot. It's just a little bit, and that completely changes the play if it gets over there.
Oh, now open lane for Huerta. But Tran, Huerta's got an opportunity!
Oh.
Victor Huerta! That was the moment you were looking for right there, Pete.
Yep, I told you all it takes is one, and I said that Cornejo can get that kick across, and he threaded the needle. Oh, Huerta almost had it. Even with the back of his chair, he almost had it.
Huerta, the last to touch that ball. Somebody's got to save it for Central Valley. But it's going to be a kick-in for the San Jose Rockets.
San Jose dodges a big bullet there. Let's see what they can do now with a little over, I don't know, let's say 5 minutes, give or take, the stoppage time.
Lola Moorhead back into the match for the Rockets. Coming out, Max Zonana. That ball last touching off of Tran. McFeeters keeps it in play. Tran tries to rip it away from him. That ball is out of play, rolling off of McFeeters. Now, if this game remains level, we're going to go into overtime.
Someone has to win.
Someone absolutely has to win here. Let's see if we're going to do it in normal time or if we're going to have to go into extra time. McFeeters keeps that ball in play. Tran helping McFeeters really. Now McFeeters, can he catch it before it goes out? I don't think he's going to get there. He's not. It's going to be a kick-in for the Rockets, but they are pinned deep in their own end.
My least favorite spot to try to get the ball out. If the Ghost Riders can keep him in, this is going to be a good opportunity.
McFeeters right there. Huerta, can he get to the ball? He cannot. But it's going to be a Ghost Riders kick in again. Now Huerta sitting pretty deep in that goal area. Cornejo rips a shot. Now Cornejo has to keep that in. Couldn't do it. That ball out of play. And a goal kick by MK Battery coming up right now for the San Jose Rockets. We've hit minute 40, and we are still without a score. We are now in added time. McFeeters, poor hit by McFeeters. Now Moorhead pushes the ball at the floor, but she didn't get the right touch on it, and so it's going to go out for a Central Valley kick-in.
You know, I gotta have to disagree with that quick hit by McFeeters. I know he wants to get them going, but I mean, you're there on that side. You got to take your time if that's going to be your last shot.
Tran trying to rip the ball away from Cornejo. That ball across. Moorhead with the ball. McFeeters is right there to just punch the ball from her. McFeeters trying to get around Tran. That ball saved by Stawicki. He should have just let that one go out. Now the ball, Huerta. Oh, we got a 2-on-1 violation. Is that correct, Pete?
I believe so on Tran and Stawicki. Yeah, sometimes, you know, I think you got to just let the ball go out, even if you do give up the possession, because now look where they've got the ball. Ghost Riders have a prime opportunity here to take the game.
McFeeters. Oh, Stawicki just got in the way right before that kick was taken. And I feel like he knew what he was doing on that play, Pete.
I think Tracy Mayer knows what he did on that play, too.
McFeeters across to Huerta. Huerta with a shot! Oh, goal! Victor Huerta with a goal in added time! Central Valley Ghost Riders 1, San Jose Rockets 0. Let's watch the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Victor Huerta with a goal. McFeeters sends the ball across. Tran couldn't get there in time, and Huerta finishes it off. Wow, what a finish to this match, Pete. Stawicki now with the ball. Cornejo down the floor he goes. Ghost Riders trying to keep the ball away from San Jose. Oh, can Huerta get another one? McFeeters tries to pass across. Tran with the ball now. McFeeters, Tran fighting for a possession. Tran gets the ball. Stawicki has to move out of the way to avoid a 2-on-1. Central Valley Ghost Riders setting up once again. McFeeters with a quick kick right into Tran. Now that ball right into Cornejo. Cornejo, that pass across. Tran's not going to get there. Moorhead was too far ahead. Oh my goodness, Pete. What a shot by Huerta.
Huerta redeeming himself for missing that last great opportunity. Doesn't even matter anymore.
Well, the game's not over yet, but it's close. Cornejo still with the ball. Tran, Cornejo trying to drive around, trying to get another insurance goal for the Ghost Riders. Ball still in play. Cornejo, Tran, the last to touch it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, at this point, the Ghost Riders don't need anything big.
Oh, and there's another opportunity for Huerta. Now McFeeters, oh, now Moorhead with an opportunity on the counterattack. Moorhead trying to turn McFeeters, but McFeeters has got her. That ball out of play in favor of the Rockets. Quick kick coming up from Moorhead. Oh, now she decides to hold on for a moment. Moorhead, oh, that goes behind McFeeters. Stawicki now with the ball. Voss, oh, there's a...
That's got to be a penalty
kick. Referee Tracy Mayer has called a penalty kick. Voss slams into Stawicki. Pete, high drama to end this match. Now it's Stawicki and Voss one-on-one. You have to imagine the whistle's about to blow any moment now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Tony Jackson. I do not know what to say. I mean, it was the right call. 100% a right call.
It was indeed the right call. Tracy Mayer, the referee, explaining that to Voss right now. And it absolutely was the right call.
It's a big moment here for Stawicki.
Stawicki, Voss, one-on-one. If Stawicki makes it, we go into extra time. If not, the Ghost Riders win. Stawicki with a goal to equalize. And that is the final whistle. We have reached full time, ladies and gentlemen. And this was a huge moment for Stawicki. He took the shot. He scored the goal. We have reached full time, so that means we are going into extra time. Wow. High drama in those last 2 minutes of this match.
I would never have predicted the last, 5 minutes of what has just happened. Wow. I mean, it's a whole new game now. None of that now matters. It's a whole new game, basically. And we'll see what that momentum swing might be like here. Obviously, San Jose feeling real good about themselves as, obviously the Ghost Riders haven't lost it, but I mean, that's got to be that's got to be tough on a team when you have just minutes before the whistle. So we'll see how each team reacts coming out here in extra time.
So what we're going to do now is we are going to play 2 5-minute periods of extra time, and even if someone scores during that time, we will play the entire 10 minutes. And if it's still level after those 2 periods of extra time, we will go to 10-minute golden goal periods. Pete, strap in and hold on tight.
This is exactly what I'm talking about, Tony. The atmosphere, people, like fans have come in and are lining up, watching this game, because this is exciting.
So now the team's taking a few moments to get themselves ready. It's been incredible stuff, Pete, and there's always at least one match throughout the weekend that ends up like this. Just back and forth, even match all the way through, and the only way you can decide it is through extra time.
I mean, as you said, we got to play at least 10 minutes. After that, it could be you'd be here for a couple hours. Or 30 seconds more. It does, you just never know. And as I said, I'm interested to see if San Jose, comes out hot, swinging, after that penalty kick. And if you go back to that penalty kick, I mean, probably not the most power on it, but he put it in a great position where no matter what, the goalie wasn't getting it. So, I mean, really got to tip your hat to Stawicki to keep his composure and put that one in.
Yeah, that's a very high-pressure situation. I've seen some great players miss penalty kicks just because the gravity of the situation gets to them. And, when you're in practice and you do these things, penalty kicks are not very hard, right? But when you add the pressure of having to win this match because your tournament is on the line, that's when things start to go awry. But as you said, Stawicki took a great kick and converted for his team. Stawicki right into the goal area. Tran over to Moorhead. Moorhead with an opportunity, but Voss is there and very alert. That ball's going to go out of play, and the referee is going to signal. It looks like they're going to signal a set ball.
What a great read there by Tran to get that over there to Moorhead. I mean, that was a great setup play. And looks like they are going with Ghost Riders.
Ghost Riders with the ball. Moorhead trying to keep the ball in the area. Lola Moorhead trying to drag McFeeters. McFeeters got a little bit of leverage on her, and he's going to turn her around. And now McFeeters racing down the floor. Tran is dropping back to defend. McFeeters tried to get it behind him. Heavy contact, but that was ball on ball. So play continues. McFeeters turns around, gets spun around a little bit. That ball out of play and goes out in favor of the Rockets.
Already fast and furious here. Just a couple minutes into extra time.
Stawicki, he's probably going to go to Tran because he's got 2 defenders right here. Let's see how he handles this. Tran getting into a better spot. Tran, Cornejo with the ball. Stawicki, he's got an option to pass. Cornejo over to McFeeters. McFeeters didn't get a good handle on that ball, so Tran, that ball bounces off of McFeeters. Another kick closer to the Ghost Riders goal area. Stawicki going right in, and that one's off of Tran. Tran had no idea that ball was coming. Huge mistake right there. That ball, another mistake, this time off of McFeeters. Close to a 2-on-1 violation. Play continues. Contact, play continues, however. Tran trying to get around McFeeters. Nice move, Tommy Tran. Tran looking to pass back up. Oh, the pass across Moorhead. Moorhead with a shot. Moorhead looking to pass across again. Tran winding up for a shot. Tran with a shot. Cornejo. Huerta's got the ball now. Huerta over to Cornejo. Cornejo driving. Kicked out by Brown. Stawicki, 2-on-1 violation on the Rockets.
Wow. Good clear out there by Brown. I mean, that was a great tip that he made.
McFeeters right into Stawicki, and we're going to take that kick again. It looked like Stawicki may have come up too soon. Oh, let's see here. Can't quite hear what the referee is saying, but we're going to take the kick again. Central Valley Ghost Riders McFeeters over to Cornejo. Tran, beautifully read, cuts that off. We're in the 4th minute of this first extra time period.
We get another foul here. Might have been a 3 in a box, maybe on Stawicki, running that edge down there.
Cornejo. McFeeters with a shot, saved by Brown. And Cornejo smartly lets that roll out. That's going to be right from the corner of the pitch. Cornejo looking to go right into the defense. He does. Cornejo lets that ball roll out. And the referee has awarded a corner kick, but the center referee, Tracy Mayer, has said it's going to be a kick-in. Cornejo, McFeeters, guarded by Stawicki. Huerta waiting. Oh, and Cornejo saw that space, but he just missed it. He hit the post, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, there was daylight, and unfortunately, even if it had come back in play, he wasn't allowed to touch it because that would be a double touch since it did not go off of a player.
Stawicki, Huerta now with an opportunity. Huerta looking to pass the ball out, but he gets turned around by Tran. Tommy Tran now trying to get around McFeeters. All right, and that is the end of the first 5-minute overtime period. The teams are going to switch sides, and we are going to get right back to it. So we're just going to stay right here. Five more minutes, and if there's still no change in the score, we will go into a golden goal situation. Cornejo stripped away by Moorhead. Lola Moorhead. McFeeters. Moorhead still with the ball. Oh, nicely done by Moorhead. Now Stawicki coming in for the ball. Moorhead is at 2. Oh, and there's a deflection by Stawicki. It's going to go out, and the Ghost Riders are pinned deep in their own end this time.
Great move, though, by Moorhead. She really had some good one-on-one play there.
Oh, McFeeters right into Moorhead. That could have been very dangerous for Central Valley.
Luckily, they were bailed out with a goal kick, and it moves them up a little bit, gets them in a better position.
Pretty much everybody in the venue right now watching this match. Now, Moorhead, nicely done. Lola Moorhead. Lola Moorhead, with an opportunity. Moorhead looking to pass the ball across. Cornejo's there. It's cleared out. Huerta now, one-on-one with Brown. Huerta, can he get around Brown? Huerta, Victor Huerta, still fighting. Tran is now in the goal area. Huerta dragging Brown. Huerta with the kick out. McFeeters looking to go across Cornejo. He misses, and now Moorhead going back the other way are the San Jose Rockets. McFeeters comes back, tries to strip the ball away, and he does. Play continues. Moorhead thought there was a foul. There's a 2-on-1 violation on the Rockets. Ghost Riders with an indirect free kick. This indirect free kick brought to you by MK Battery.
Wow, Tony. That's all I can say. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Both teams have had great opportunities so far.
McFeeters to Cornejo. Cornejo tries to get behind Tran. Tran's got to be careful about swinging that ball around. Cornejo looking to pass. Cornejo across to Huerta. Huerta tries to go back across to Cornejo. Cornejo cut off by Tran. McFeeters, the last to touch that ball, is going to be Rockets kick in.
And again, Tran has just been the foundation back there. I mean, in high-stress situations, just cool about it. And even if he's been beaten a couple times, it's the recovery that's really impressive. Is getting back into position.
He's been extremely level-headed, and he doesn't get too high or too low, and that serves him extremely well when he's defending. Moorhead back over to Tran. Tran tried to swing the ball, but he didn't get around it enough. So another kick in. We are in the 8th minute of this extra time session. McFeeters right into Stawicki, but Cornejo is there to cut it off. Cornejo, Huerta wasn't quite sure what to do with it. Now that ball comes back out. Stawicki over to Moorhead. Now Moorhead's going to get that ball. Lola Moorhead, she took a bad angle on it. Voss, the deflection off of Moorhead's going to go out for a goal kick.
I thought it maybe tipped off of the Ghost Rider goalie there, but yeah, if Moorhead had taken, not had a little bit of, she not clutched a little bit, I think she would have had a better angle, but
Tran trying to get the ball away from McFeeters. Oh, Tran's got the ball. Now Cornejo. Tran doing battle again. Tran's got Moorhead waiting. She's in a good position to receive a pass. Good rotation right here by Lola Moorhead. Their pass comes across. Moorhead with a shot. Cornejo, Moorhead. That's a 2-on-1 violation. It looks like that's going to be on the Ghost Riders. We're going to get an indirect free kick brought to you by MK Battery. And Pete, this right here could decide the match.
As far as I'm concerned, game winner, but you never know.
Moorhead over to Stawicki. Stawicki back to Moorhead. Moorhead with a shot. Stawicki's got an opportunity. Nice clearance by Voss.
Probably the last play.
We are in added time here of this extra time session. Stawicki all the way across it. Hit by Moorhead, but not the direction she wanted. We're going to get a kick in here for the Ghost Riders. Stawicki sees that ball. He's going to try to take this opportunity, and nicely done by McFeeters.
Good touch.
Very good touch. Unfortunately, it was a little too heavy. He wasn't able to get to it. Good crowd here watching this match, Pete.
Well, as I said, I mean, a match like this, the excitement level, you know, what's at stake. I mean, honestly, you can tell both teams want to win this one. And the crowd, you know, crowd loves watching these types of games.
Moorhead over to Stawicki. Stawicki, oh, and there's a foul. It's going to be Ghost Riders' ball right at the center line.
I think that was a good call, as Stawicki was the one spinning, and whenever someone's spinning, I think that's usually kind of the verdict.
They usually are the responsible party on those plays. So Cornejo going right into Stawicki. I'm not sure McFeeters would have ever gotten that ball. Tran, Cornejo. These two have been going at it all game long, and it's been a wonderful battle between these two. Cornejo, though, getting the advantage in this moment, but Tran, great recovery, Tommy Tran. And that is the whistle. We are done with this extra time period, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we head to golden goal. Pete, this is where it gets extremely stressful.
Well, I mean, both teams want to score that goal, obviously, but I got to imagine they might play a little more careful at this point, because one wrong move and the game's over. And so I think that has to play a part in both teams' strategies coming forward, because they can't afford any of those little mishits and giving the other team a good opportunity to score. Because, I mean, as you saw, how many near goals have we had so far in this game?
We've had quite a few, and with these golden goal situations, you see the number of mistakes start to increase, and you also see players start to rush a little bit more and then make more mistakes. And so we'll see how this unfolds, because this is going to be a very, very tense series of plays coming up here. It's going to be very touch and go, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, one of the things I did notice for in this game so far is that, I mean, we said Cornejo and McFeeters have been very aggressive so far on the ball, and Tran especially has been really good at letting them try to use their wheel and overstep, and then he strips it away. And I think that was kind of the downfall for the Ghost Riders a little bit in that last, 5 or 8 minutes, is because when you get too heavily reliant on that side wheel, you tend to overstep it a little bit because you're trying to power it through. Quite the excitement on the other court.
There's a lot of action going on. Folks, if you want excitement, you can watch Court 1 or Court 2. On Court 2, we have the Wisconsin Warriors and the San Jose Flash. And someone just scored. We're trying to figure out who it was, though. Give us just a moment. We'll hopefully be able to give you an answer. And it looks like it was the San Jose Flash score. That score is now 5-3 in favor of the Flash.
Yeah, both teams, again, just so talented. As we've as we've alluded to all broadcast folks, I mean, every team here is good, and that's just fun competition when you've got the best of the best, top to bottom, all 4 cups.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 10 minutes each of golden goal play. The first team to score will win. If there's no change in score after 10 minutes, we'll do it again. So Tran starting things off, Stawicki, cut off by Huera. Tran, Moorhead now with the ball, Huera in pursuit. Cornejo, McFeeters has to clear out to avoid the 2-on-1. Moorhead, the pass off to Tran. Tran tries to take the ball, Moorhead has to clear away. Cornejo gets behind Tran. Oh, Daniel Cornejo.
Great recovery, though, by Tran.
Very good recovery. Oh, and that ball bounces around. Cornejo thought about taking a shot, but very smartly lets that one roll out. Very, very veteran move there by Cornejo.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you said earlier, Tran's got to be very careful with that swinging, as it could have cost him something there, but...
McFeeters cut off by Stawicki. McFeeters sends it to Cornejo. Cornejo back up to McFeeters. McFeeters, 180 spin kick into Tran. Voss is going to have to make a play on the ball. Moorhead takes the ball but sends it wide. That's very dangerous, Pete. When you see that player in front of you like that, it looks inviting to take that spin kick, but sometimes it's better to just hold on to the ball.
I mean, that was either a goal for his team, or definitely it could be a goal for the other team. I mean, that's a big risky move at the middle of the court there.
Cornejo with leverage there and positioning on that ball. Cornejo's not going to get to it. Now that could have been interference on Moorhead trying to cut off Cornejo.
Right, because the ball was already too far away from them, and if you try to hinder the player trying to keep the ball in from not getting it, that's what you call interference.
Cornejo now with an opportunity for the Ghost Riders, and that shot off of the defense. Cornejo lets it roll out. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, for you watching, the first team to score here wins. Can Central Valley Ghost Riders get a goal and finish this match? Cornejo winds up. Cornejo all the way across. It's cut off by Stawicki. Or excuse me, Brown. Now Stawicki giving chase. Moorhead. Oh, Stawicki with a deflection. Stawicki with a goal.
No, we have a 2-on-1 in the middle of the floor.
Oh my goodness. Lola Moorhead.
Lola Moorhead and Stawicki were too close.
Oh my goodness.
I thought about that when they were coming up the floor. I mean,
they were really close together, Pete.
Yep, and that it was, yeah, that's a tough one.
And that right there is the inexperience coming into play. I mean, that was a great move, but Moorhead and Stawicki both saw that ball and they both went after it. And unfortunately for the Rockets, it cost them the game-winning goal. Now let's see if that ends up hurting them in the end. They could still score, but Pete, I said it before at the end of regular time, but I'll say it again, high drama in this match.
Well, as I told you, Tony, the only way I can describe this game, wow. You think you've seen it all.
Oh, there's an opportunity. Cornejo with a shot. Cornejo! Daniel Cornejo with a goal! He wins the match for the Central Valley Ghost Riders. They move on. Unbelievable finish. And
wow.
That was a clean goal, ladies and gentlemen. And we said it a moment ago, that 2-on-1 violation ended up really hurting the Rockets. And Tran, he's been so good on defense, but he made one mistake that allowed Cornejo to put that one away. And he sent that ball to the top of the goal area where only Cornejo was going to get it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we end this match. Daniel Cornejo with the game-winning goal in the golden goal. The final score, 2-1. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more Power Soccer action. You are watching the 2018 USPSA MK Battery Conference Cup Series. We'll be back in a little bit.